As we usher in 2025, one of the outstanding, significant events of 2024 for me was the go back to Bombay racial slur by a sitting ANC councillor who, by the way, has not been brought to book. Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, Salam, Sabol and salutations. Now, in my lifetime, and indeed the last 30 years of our so-called democracy, Rainbow Nation, this narrative has refused to go away and, in my opinion, it has gained momentum. In fact, in a previous video, I raised the issue of reverse racism, where many African people, once victims of apartheid, now practice the same on other minorities in this country. And the recent racist incident on the Fly Safair flight bears testimony to that. Now, if you view certain social media posts and view the comments, you will see further evidence of this. Now, this video that I'm doing is directed at those African people, those, let me be clear, those African people who seem to have an innate hatred and dislike for the Indian community. First, these guys first understand this. Those of us born in this country are South Africans, and that cannot be changed. We are every bit South African as you are, and probably even more so in that, unlike you, we are committed to social cohesion and nation building. Now, next point. In 1894, just 34 years after landing in this country as slaves, the Indian community mobilized to form the Natal Indian Congress. These leaders helped African leaders to form what was to become the biggest liberation movement in Africa, the ANC, the African National Congress. Noting well that the ANC was only formed in 1912, a full 18 years after the Natal Indian Congress was formed. In the 1950s, these Indian leaders then joined the ANC in the fight against apartheid. In 1983, the NIC played its role in forming the UDF, United Democratic Front, which mobilized for the rights of African people against apartheid. Now, before the 1994 elections, the NIC disbanded to throw its full support and weight behind the ANC and help to build or to start the Rainbow Nation. The number of Indians in the first ever democratically elected cabinet or government bears testimony to the role Indians played in assisting the ANC in the struggle against apartheid. And to think all of this stemmed from this man, Mahatma Gandhi, who many African people want to demonize, call him a racist, because of his use of the K word when referring to African people. But as many scholars, academics have already pronounced, this was when he was still very young, early 20s, and way before he became a Mahatma. Mahatma meaning great soul. In 1995, Nelson Mandela himself said of Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi must be forgiven for those prejudices and judged in the context of the time and circumstances. We are looking here at the young Gandhi, still to become Mahatma. Sadly, this rich history of our valuable contribution to the formation of our democracy is not in our history books. As an unashamed, unapologetic pro-Indian activist, I have been saying this for years. Our history has been denied. Hence, our value and our importance in this country has been diminished. However, to those still wishing to see us go back to India, here's the thing. Don't waste your money on sending us back to India. You can't afford it. Here's what you do. Send us to the most remote part of the country. Somewhere, how about the Karoo? A desolate place. Nobody wants to live there, right? Send us there. Send us to the Karoo. In 20 years or so, you will want to come and live there with us. It will be like Orania, but better. This will be the marigold. You know why? Because see, we as the Indian community, we are talented, we are resourceful, we are resilient. We have a never say die attitude. We don't wait for things to happen, we make it happen. Throw what you want at us, we will survive. You see, we dollar what we must, we dollar what we crave. We want a dollar for our country. You guys want a dollar flop.
Dollar what you must, dollar what you crave, but don't dollar flop, don't dollar with the masala.